Hello and welcome, dear hearts. I'm pretty excited. I have never done a Hangout Air live before. I am used to YouTube videos. I'm also used to being a virtual online teacher. This is the first time I've ever stepped out in front of live in this capacity. I did do a Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't too sure I enjoyed it that much because in truth, didn't have PowerPoints, didn't have the ability to have any fun things going on. And so I'm like, I want to look for a different capacity, a different space. And then what I love about this is, cross our fingers, that once this has ended, it's supposed to upload to my YouTube channel. So that would be nice to be able to share it. So maybe if you're not able to view this while it's live, you'll be able to view it at another date. And so, well, we're going to go on this incredible journey, and I'm going to toggle back and forth between the PowerPoint and coming into the camera, because sometimes I'm going to pop the information up for you to see, and other times I'm going to be stepping back and you're going to see me a little bit more. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get our PowerPoint up and running so that you can see it. Or let's try that again so that you can see the PowerPoint. And I do not think that it's actually giving me that ability, which I do not want you to Okay, I'm absolutely smiling because it seems that in order for me to, let's try this again. This is the fun part about all of this, is that this is what was supposed to be showing. Yay! And it did show. Awesome sauce. Okay. So here we are with reclaiming your power. Sorry for a little technical difficulties. This is what was supposed to be up and presented, and it decided to show something else. So I'm glad that it decided to present itself. So here we are, reclaiming your power. It is a brand new program that I created, and I wanted to come and spend a few moments, well, more than a few moments with you, giving you an idea of what does this mean and what can this do for you. So here we go. We are definitely going to go through this. You're going to see my picture right now. You can only hear my voice, but this is a picture of me. My name is Natasha, and I am the owner and CEO of the Magical Blessings Healing Center. I am a master teacher and an intuitive energy healer. That's some of the stuff that I am. I'm also an academic educational teacher specializing in special education of autism, developmental disabilities, at-risk youth, who may be incarcerated or institutionalized in a mental health facility. I also work with students who may have multiple disabilities, emotional, behavioral, physical, etc., etc. I really enjoy all of our dear sweet souls and our dear sweet hearts. And I work primarily with adolescents. It seems to be about the age group of about 13 to 16. So I have a whole bunch of fun things that I work with as well as being a behavioral specialist and an English language arts and educator or expert. So that's a little bit about who I am and some of the things that I can do. At the Magical Blessings Healing Center, our motto is all things are magically possible. And the possibilities are endless. There is no limits. Even the word impossible says, if we break it down, it says, I'm possible. And that's exactly why the motto is such, because it's just such an incredible, wonderful manner to be able to bring so much to life. Another way of sharing what it is that I do is, as a master teacher and intuitive energy healer, I use a lot of different tools. I don't like to utilize the word modality so much, as in I like to use the word tools. So I have a lot of gifts, a lot of tools, and a lot of medicines that reside within me. Along with all of that, I am an animal communicator. I am an elemental. An elemental is someone who works very deeply in conjunction with all of the different elements of fire, water, air, earth, and divine spirit. I'm also a Reiki master, shaman. I'm just so blessed to have so many tools and gifts and medicine that the divine felt that I needed, and it's pretty exciting stuff. So it gives you a little bit of a background as to who I am. And one of the best ways that I like to say it is, when I'm communicating with the client, I'm also communicating with many other aspects of who you are. I'm tuning into your heart. I can tune in and hear your heart's wisdom. I can also tune into your higher self or your soul, whichever way you want to describe that as. I can tune into your guides, and I can definitely tune into every part of your body. So your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your spiritual body. And so I have many different ways of being able to communicate with you and helping you to move along whatever needs to be releasing, letting go, and moving forth. So I wanted to take an opportunity to describe what is free will versus divine will. And so you can see under the free will area, it has some beautiful ice cream cones. And under the divine will, it kind of looks like a little wee bit of a contract. So we're going to divide this down into these two situations. A divine will is your soul contract upon which the divine and yourself, your soul, before you arrived on our beautiful planet Earth and embodied the human form upon which you are, created this incredible soul contract. Believe it or not, everything that has happened to you in your life up until this point and all of your life, you crafted and created as a part of your spiritual growth and lesson to learn in of this lifetime. Now, some of you may be going, oh, no, I did not sign up for some of this stuff. Oh, I'd be one of them. Trust me, I've had quite a roller coaster episode with my soul contract for the last probably 8 years, or maybe we can even squeak back to the last 18 years. Either way, there is divine will, and that is when the divine God, you created this incredible soul contract for you to come on to this planet and embody the human that you are and all the lessons that you are going to learn. free will. The best way I can describe free will is this. Imagine that all of a sudden you want chocolate ice cream. It doesn't matter if you don't like ice cream or you don't like chocolate. This is a for instance, okay? So here you are, and you are, in fact, I'm going to stop sharing this for a moment, and that way you can see me as I tell this story. So here you are, you have this idea, or you're feeling like, oh, I want chocolate ice cream. You are not sure why you want the chocolate ice cream. You just want it. And we're going to call that divine will, your divine path. And so you're like, okay, get in my car keys, get in my wallet, purse, whatever it is that you're going to grab, get in your car, and you start driving down the road. Oh, here we go. We're going to an ice cream shop. Yes, we're going to go to an ice cream shop. Okay, not going to the grocery store, going to the ice cream shop. So you're driving and you get there. That is your divine path. That is what your soul contract has set you up to be on that path, on that road, going to that shop. Divine will. Yay, kudos. You were on divine will. So free will is, you walk in and you're looking around at all the wonderful ice creams. And then what happens? You know that you've been wanting chocolate, but you start looking at all the other choices. Divine will is the chocolate. Free will is the option to be able to choose something else. So, maybe you've decided to exercise. I've got free will. I want that mint chocolate chip looks good. And the angels and your guides, guardians, and so forth are standing and looking at the chocolate going, chocolate, take the chocolate. Oh my goodness. Everybody, all hands on deck. Chocolate, 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 take the chocolate. Please don't do this to yourself. I don't think they're not listening. This person is not listening. Oh no. Do they know what's going to happen? And as humans, we've been, predispositioned to say, oh, we have free will. I'm going to exercise my free will. So guess what? I want the mint chocolate chip. And not only do I want the mint chocolate chip, I don't want one scoop. I want 2 scoops. And it's like the divine and the angels go, oh no. Oh no, oh no. You just didn't. Oh, you did. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. And there's this area in your soul contract that says, bummer, did not learn the lesson. Gonna have to repeat it and learn it again. So sometimes when that happens, for example, I'll share an experience that I've had personally, and that is, as a master teacher and intuitive energy healer, I make mistakes just like everyone else. I'm still here having a human experience. Part of my growth, oh boy, was it a big part of my growth, is somewhere in my soul contract, I put in a clause that said, if I exerted a particular free will, it was like open all the check, all apply boxes. And I had what I call divinely appointed dangerous assignment after dangerous assignment. Some of them just right on top of each other, never getting a break, going, oh, please, please, oh my gosh, how do I make this stop? So I did. I exercised free will. And I will say what the free will is I had to come up with something. One was this Reclaiming Your Power program. And 2, the biggest part of it was I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I ran away from it. And I'll explain why I did so. Many people didn't know that I'm a survivor of DV. And I would sit in restaurants or other places, and people have very judgmental opinions of the situation. If you do not know someone, do not judge them. You've not walked in their shoes. So please, please, please don't do that to someone else, especially somebody who's going through that kind of an intensity. I don't know how many times I've heard, well, if it's that bad, she would just leave. Oh, wow. No, please don't make that kind of a judgment call. Do you know how many times that person's thought, I need to leave, I need to get out of here? And it wasn't just that easy. In fact, for me, it wasn't just that easy. I thought that thought a bunch of times until it came to the point where it was my light was snuffing out. My light was almost diminished. So I was getting out. There was some reasons why I didn't, and I won't go into that part because it's, that part's pretty delicate. I do have children, and out of respect of my two children, I have two boys. Well, they're always boys to me, but I have two young men on the autism spectrum with multiple disabilities. And out of respect for them, I won't give a lot of details other than to say that I needed out. I know I needed out, but it wasn't as easy as just picking up a bag and walking out. I had to get to that point where it was safe. I will use those words: safe, trusting. I mean, when you're in that kind of situation, who can you trust? So be very kind with others who may be going through that kind of a circumstance. So here's the other thing is, I was supposed to say that. That's what I needed to say. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. Yes, I will do Reclaim Your Power, amongst some other things that I'm preparing and putting together. That was what I was supposed to do. I chose my free will, and my free will opened up part of my soul contract clause that said, oh, she didn't do what she's supposed to do. Open up all the check all apply boxes. And oh boy, did I have a gamut of lessons that I had to learn. And I wouldn't want anybody else to have to go through that. I mean, it was messy. It was icky. It was not fun. Not at all. I know when I finally came to that point where it was like, I've had enough. Oh my gosh, help! Help me to understand this. When I made the comment, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and things started to turn around quite rapidly, in fact. And I went, wait a minute. That's all I had to do? Was that? Oh, sounds easy, right? Sounds very easy, in fact. But it's not so easy, now is it? Put yourself in those shoes of your particular circumstance or situation where you've exerted free will. It wouldn't be fair for anyone, myself or anyone else, to say, it was easy peasy breezy. Get over it and just move on. Sometimes it's just not that simple. So let's go back to, hope, cross our fingers that it screen shares right away this time, to our presentation, and that is free will. So here's our free will. There's our chocolate ice cream cone, our mint chocolate chip ice cream cone, and vanilla's there, but it's just having fun hanging out with us. So free will versus divine will. Okay, so what I was sharing with you about what happened with me when I chose to do the free will instead of the divine will, I chose to exercise the free will, which also fed something else, and that was the ego. And the ego can be just an absolute monster. It can be downright nasty, messy, mean as can be, in truth, I went on this When Egos Feed situation, and I somehow, when I must have opened up that free will check all apply box, it was very new for me because I wasn't so used to being afraid in that manner and fearful in that manner. And I started seeing things that I wasn't used to seeing, and that was an ego that just would not get quiet. My ego was like this constant little negative chatterbox. I'm like, could you please shh, be quiet? This is enough. Then, there's the ego story. It's the ego. There's limited patterns that you've been taught either from a small child, or you just learned how to do them. And I mentioned earlier that I'm a behavior specialist, right? Yeah, I did. I know I've had somebody ask me that before. Well, wait a minute, you're a behavior specialist. You're absolutely right. I'm phenomenal at my job, at what I do. But I was having that that limited pattern and limited belief of I wasn't exercising the same for myself as I would with others. I personally it was almost like I was at war and battling my own self. There was even this one time, and it's a really pretty gruesome image, but this is how intense it got for me at one point. It's like, I'm not even sure who had the image going on. My ego, higher self, I don't know. But here's what I mean about capturing an ego story. Here I am, and I'm in this vision, and I have my head is in this contraption, and it is locked down. And my higher self is on top of my head with a saw, trying to saw the ego out of me, because enough is enough is enough. Like I said, it was pretty gruesome. And that was definitely capturing an ego story. How many times have you yourself been in a situation where you're telling yourself something? For example, mine was, I don't want people to know about the domestic violence because people see me as a powerful, intellectual, independent, strong woman. And yet, what people often say in society is, if she was that strong, she would have left. What's her problem? Is she attention seeking? Oh, you know what? She just, there's all kinds of things that people would say, and it all boils back to worth, value, shame, and guilt. The story that I created was just a monster of a story compared to what actually happened when I shared with others that I'm a domestic violence survivor. It wasn't what I thought it would be. The ego had created this monstrosity of a story, and yet it didn't exist. So it blocked me from being able to grow in a positive manner. I got like stuck in this complacency and stuck in the muck, as I like to say, so to speak. There'd be moments where I'd be like way up on the roller coaster, climbing my mountain. Woohoo, I'm awesome. And the next minute, oh my goodness, how did that just happen? The ego fed, and the ego creates a lot of lies and a lot of confusion. If you're confused, you're lying. Your ego is lying. And that is part of capturing the ego story. And so there's also the limited patterns, the limited beliefs. Our families can teach us these things. They're known or unknown. There is society. There is work situations, friendships. There are even self-defeating, ideas that can block and create obstacles. And these are not often even known in the conscious level. Sometimes they are, and people free willingly make that decision. And then other times they just do not. I know that I'm sharing stories. In fact, in a little bit, I am going to be, I'm going to flip back and forth, like I said. Wow, it's almost time. I have a book that's coming out called How to Teach the Universal Laws to Children. And in my particular chapter where I am an expert, well, mine is the law of forgiveness. And I had to capture some of these stories. But the biggest story that I had to capture is to heal, I needed to forgive myself. And in healing and forgiving myself, I had to learn how to trust myself, because that ego had fed quite a bit of monstrous lies. And I was trying to slay that dragon. Unfortunately, it wasn't coming in the way that it needed to. And that's another thing, is that with reclaiming this power, your power program, and helping you to capture that ego story, it's a beautiful thing. And we can capture it in a variety of ways. Whatever the curriculum that is downloaded is presented to me is how we will go about capturing it when you choose and opt to work with me. And so we'll go through this capturing of the ego story. Could be about the limiting beliefs, limiting patterns, the blocks and the obstacles. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring our PowerPoint slide back up. Here we go. Okay, the next part of this is releasing. Okay, you can see I have a little bit of an energy body here going on. So we're going to work with the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, and the spiritual body. So your emotional body are your emotions. We all have them. And working with that emotional body. Some of us may have had conflictions and different things that have happened that now regulating our emotions is complex and difficult. Well, guess what? As a behavior specialist, I know how to work with that. As a master teacher, I know how to do that, as well as an intuitive energy healer. So I can go in and that's when I tune in to whatever body needs tuned into, even if it's all of them. That's okay, but I can tune in and I can talk to all of those things, all of those components and parts of who you are. Your mental body is your mental health, your ego. It's the ego talking to the mental body. The physical body is your physical form. It is all the physical parts of who you are. And yes, if you have parts of your body that are emotionally and mentally unhealthy, it is affecting the physical part of your body. I'm gonna stop sharing that for just a moment. I will be one to stand up and say, I was not doing myself injustice. Well, actually, I was doing a huge injustice to myself. I was in this loveless, violent marriage, and I wanted to be out and frustrated with myself and my situation and everything that was going on. And you know how that I ended up manifesting that into my physical body? I manifested it in the form of cancer. It can show up in your body as such. Mine was in my right femur. I've had multiple surgeries and multiple reconstructions of my body parts, because it wasn't just in the femur, it started to spread. So I had to have that. I had to learn how to relearn all of that. Like I said, the master teacher knows that they're going to make mistakes. So, oh boy, I've made a lot of them. I've made a lot of mistakes. So I know how wonderfully to work with people who need my assistance. Trust me, been there, done that, check and mate. And so here I am, relearning how to walk, how to do everything. And I mean everything. Because of the way my cancer was, whenever I'd have a surgery, especially when the bones were being reconstructed, old, icky, cancerous cells were being extracted out of my body and the new bones were being put back in, I lost a lot of muscle memory and a lot of physical abilities. And it definitely affected my physical body, which affected my mental body, which affected my emotional body, which ultimately affected my spiritual body. So as, again, I'll say it, as a master teacher, I've made mistakes. And that's the difference between a master and a novice, is the master knows that they've made mistakes and they're going to make mistakes. The novice is too afraid to begin. And so I definitely have that coin of been there, done that, down. So here we are flipping back to this. We will also, with releasing these energies, because it's all energy, you know, we're an energy light being. And so I will go in as an intuitive energy healer and I will help communicate with these parts of you that need the energy healing and the releasing, and helping you guide that out of your system. I'm also working with your inner child. We all have an inner child. Oftentimes we're not hearing that inner child, and I will help remove whatever obstacle, blocks, and other things that are in the way so you can begin to hear that inner child again, and or your adolescent self. Trust me, my inner child, she's pretty powerful, and she's known to be pretty vocal. Well, I want to play. I like to play because we're energy light beings and we're here to create and play and have fun and be joyful. Until I got to my adolescent self, and then I went, oh no. One of the things my adolescent self still had an issue with, had to do a lot of work with her. She was irritated with the fact that all of her friends got to have money, and she had to work really hard to get something as simple as a pair of jeans. So, having to work with her, work with that kind of stuff through her, but also being able to tap in and hear my adolescent self. And I'll help you to be able to hear your innocent child, your inner child, your adolescent self. How are we going to do this? Well, I work with a lot of different things, and that is through meditations. Okay, there's a variety of forms of meditations that we will utilize. There is also Reiki and long distance healing. You don't have to be right in front of me to receive a Reiki long distance healing. In fact, I found that some people say it's stronger and more powerful when I send it long distance. And I part of that could be that you're openly, freely accepting it, whereas with you're right in front of an individual, there may be some blocks there, and I do it in such a way that's very different than most people. I do it in a very divine conduit, because I'm a conduit of the divine, and I structure it in such a way that it's given to you in a beautiful manner without all the messy stuff. And then the chakra balancing, because our chakras are really energy based. And if we have a chakra that is underactive, overactive, it's not helping. And so we will work on that. I also I'm a shaman, so we can do shaman work. There's angel therapy work, flower therapy work, and so much more. Another thing that I really, really love to use is heart meditative writing. I've created a way to write from the heart. And I don't mean R-I-G-H-T, I mean W-R-I-T-E, writing from the heart. So heart meditative writing. And that's some of the tools that we could use to release. There's many, many more. Okay, so here we are, helping you to reclaim your power. You've been doing a lot of work, a lot of clearing. Now it's time for you to reclaim your power. One of the ways that we do that is I help you be able to tune in and hear your heart's wisdom, because our heart is very intelligent and it has so much wisdom. In fact, shh, do not tell the brain. Sorry, brain, but the heart is more intellectual than the brain. And so sharing that heart wisdom, helping you hear those whispers, helping you tune in and hear your heart and your soul. Again, your soul, your higher self, very intelligent, and helping you tune in and be your true self, your true being, and helping you illuminate, radiate, and shine and beam and be the best that you deserve to be, because this is what this is really about. It's about you being your absolute best. And we can do this with heart meditative writing and so, so much more. Just have a short period of time to be able to go through all of this. But there's a lot that we will work with while we are reclaiming your power. But the most important is that I am able to tune into your heart and your soul, and I will gently guide you to be able to tune into your heart and soul. When you begin to hear your heart and soul after not hearing it for so long, it is amazing. It is just amazing. Just the miraculousness of connecting with the divine in unison, because we are really all of the divine. So that connection of the divine into the miracle of hearing your heart and your soul, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So as we come to an end, I wanted to do something with the chakra energy. So here's something that we could be doing while you are reclaiming your power with your chakra energy. And that is, I know that I'm live, but I also know that this is going to go into a recording. Cross our fingers if everything works right. And so you will be able to hopefully utilize this if everything goes right. Not if, when. Positive thinking, right? Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to go through the colors of the chakra. And I've been told that sometimes when I go through these, that my voice is not changing, but the color may just pop out at you like, whoop, that's mine. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of the colors of the chakra, and you choose one that resonates with you. But before you do that, I want you to close your eyes and then take in a deep breath, inhaling through your nose, hold, and then exhale through your mouth. And I want you to place your left hand on your heart. And I want you to inhale again through your nose, hold, and then exhale through your mouth. And this time I want you to place your right hand over your left hand, breathing in through your nose, hold, and then exhale through your mouth. All right, now I'm going to go through the colors. You choose one. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. What color seems like it was, oh, my heart went, yay, that's what I want. I like that. That's the color I want. Not your favorite color, but what color? I'll go through it again. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Whatever color that you just chose for the next 3 to 6 weeks is a color that you're going to be working with and how you begin things. It's like this is your new beginning. And so this is how these are the energies that are going to be the most proactive for you personally. So 3 weeks ago, when I did this, I was straight up red, root chakra. Now, the next part is I want you to take a moment and close your eyes again. Place your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left hand. I want you to take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. And now I want you to think of 3 describing words or 3 adjectives for your color. Okay, my 3 adjectives for my root chakra was love, fiery passion, and power. Now, the root chakra is a very foundational component. So, building, I want love. I want love in my building of my foundation. And I'm building it with fiery passion, loving and fiery passion, and it is going to give me the power that I need and deserve. And that is where I'm at. I know I'm starting to shift a little bit, going into a blue, not red and blues purple, but kind of doing a shift into a kind of a reddish blue. And that's throat chakra. And that's, for me personally, that's communication. So when I think of blue, speaking, harmony, and I'm not getting a third one. That's okay. So speaking in harmony. So, that's pretty interesting, pretty powerful stuff. So beginning for me, I'm getting probably for the next 3 weeks, I'm building a foundation of love, fiery passion, and power with harmonious speaking. Pretty beautiful, pretty amazing. So whatever it is that you are coming up with, red is your root chakra, and that's foundation. Orange is creative, and that's your sacral chakra, and that's your creative, and it's also your sexual energy, not sex, sexual, sensual energy. And then the yellow color is solar plexus. That is your power channel. That's your power. Green is your heart chakra. And then blue is your throat chakra, which is communication. And then indigo is like your third eye. So what else are you seeing? What do you need to see? And then violet is the crown chakra, and that's connecting into the divine. So based on whatever color and ideas that you were coming up with, those are the energies that will be showing up with you for about 3 to 6 weeks. I get someone probably might be 9 weeks. That's okay. Sometimes we all just need a little bit of a slower start, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're not in a race. It's not about racing. It's about what's doing best for you at this moment in this time. Okay, so that is basically what Reclaiming Your Power is. It is an incredible program. It will help you in so many different ways. I wish that I had a client that has been through this program And I wish I had a before picture and an after picture. But out of respect for clients, I do not usually do that. But boy, oh boy, this particular individual, if I had taken that before this individual began to work with me and go through this Reclaiming Your Power program, and the after, I recently saw a photo and my jaw dropped to the floor at how amazing this individual looked and was beaming and radiating, shining. And that's what it's all about, is being the best that you can be and deserving to be the best that you can be. Because this person didn't think they deserved it. And by golly, not only did they deserve it, because we all do, that individual is just beyond anything that they thought they could do. And that's the beauty of Reclaiming Your Power program. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming. And I have a little saying for those of you who follow me, especially if you see me on YouTube, or when I decide to put this elsewhere, because that's what my hope and desire is to be able to use this video to place it elsewhere. And that is, I always end my YouTube videos with much love. Woo, sun's doing some, actually, it's not even the sun. It's kind of weird. It's like, I guess it is a little bit of sun beaming off of a cloud. Much love, much light, and magical, magical blessings, each and every dear heart. Mwah. Goodbye. Bye.